This is your homework tutorial for applications using systems of equations. I will help you set up the even problems only. So we have to write a system for every scenario. The odd problems, you have to not only write the system, but you also have to solve it. Keep that in mind. For number 2, it says the difference of two numbers is 3. Their sum is 13. Find the numbers. So I'm not being told what numbers to use or what variables to use in this situation. So let's stick with x and y. So x will represent the first number and y will represent the second number. You must establish your variables in the beginning. You have to tell me what the variables are and what they represent, and then write your system. So the difference usually means subtraction. So the difference, so that means x minus y is equal to 13. Sum means addition. So that means x plus y is 13. Sorry, I messed that up. The difference was 3. So there's your system. And for number 2, that's all you have to do is write the system. You don't have to solve it. Number 4, Maria's school is selling tickets to the fall concert. On the first day, the school sold 3 adult tickets, 9 student tickets for a total of $75. The school earned $67 on the second day by selling 8 adult tickets and 5 student tickets. What is the price of each adult ticket, A, and student ticket, S? So in this scenario, they're telling us what the variables are going to be and what they represent. So just to recap, A is an adult ticket, or the price of an adult ticket, and S is the price of the student ticket. So on the first day, 3 adult and 9 student tickets were sold. So that means 3A plus 9S was equal to $75. On the second day, 8 adult tickets were sold and 5 student tickets. So 8A plus 5S, and the total was $67. So there's the system. I have 2 variables, so I should have 2 equations. And you don't have to solve it for number 4, but you do need to solve it if it was odd. Number 6, at a restaurant, the cost for a breakfast taco and a small glass of milk is $2.10. The cost for 2 tacos and 3 small glasses of milk is $5.15. Determine T, the cost of a taco, and M, the cost of a small glass of milk. So again, they're telling us what the variables are going to be. So let's use them. So T, again, represents the cost of a taco, and M represents the cost of a glass of milk. So please be very specific when you're assigning your variables so that you don't forget what they're supposed to be representing to this scenario. So for 1 breakfast taco and 1 small glass of milk, it was $2.10. So if you want to put the 1 in front, that's fine. So 1 taco plus 1 glass of milk was $2.10. For 2 tacos and 3 glasses of milk, it was $5.15. So there's your system of equations. Number 8, the sum of three numbers is 16. The largest number is equal to the sum of the other two. 3 times the smaller number is 1 more than the largest. Find the three numbers. Use S for the smallest number, M for the other, and L for the largest number. So again, S is the smallest number, M is the other number, and L is the largest number. Again, you can usually use whatever variables you want, but they're being specific for this one. So we're going to all use the same ones. So since I have three variables, that means there should be three equations in this system. The first equation will come from the first sentence. The sum of three numbers is 16. So that means S plus M plus L is equal to 16. Then it says the largest number is L, largest number is equal to, so it tells you equal literally. So L equals the sum means plus, of the other two. So large is equal to the sum of S and M. So that's the second equation. L equals S plus M. Then it says 3 times small number. So that means 3 times S is, so 3 times S or 3S is means equals. So 3S equals 1 more than the largest. More means addition, usually. So that means L plus 1. For example, if I have 5 shirts and you have one more than me, you have 6. So that means 5 plus 1, 6. So that's why I said one more meant addition. So there are my three equations. Now you would have to solve this one. But if you did have to solve it, you got to rewrite equation 2 and equation 3 in standard form if you want to use matrices. In other words, you got to get all the variables to the same side if you wanted to solve this one. But you don't have to. But keep that in mind. Number 10, Ashley has 36 coins in a jar made up of nickels N, dimes N, D, and quarters Q, in which she has twice as many quarters than dimes. If the value of the jar is $6.30, how many of each type of coin does she have? So again, they're telling us what the variables are. So N is the number of nickels. D is the number of dimes. And Q is the number of quarters. So her jar has 36 coins. So that's a total of all the different types of coins. So that means N plus D plus Q is equal to 36. Then it says she has twice as many quarters. than dimes. So that means she has more quarters than she has dimes. So when you read this sentence, sometimes it's difficult to figure out, do I put Q for 2 times Q or 2 times D? The answer is 2 times D because she's supposed to have more quarters, right? So for example, if she has 1 dime, she'll have 2 quarters because she has 2 times as many dimes. If she has 2 dimes, she'll have 4 quarters. So that means what I'm trying to tell you is Q is equal to 2 times dime. So whatever dime she has, multiply that by 2, and that's how many quarters she's going to have. And then it says the value of the jar is $6.30. So we need to incorporate that as well in our third equation. So we put 6.30 as our total. Now you got to remember from yonder, how much is a nickel, how much is a dime, how much is a quarter. So a nickel is 5 cents, but when you write it as a decimal, that is 0.05. A dime is 10 cents, but as a decimal, which is what we need, is 0.10. And then a quarter is 25 cents, right? But as a decimal, that's 0.25. So be careful with converting it from cents to decimals. So if you had a calculator, you would take 5 divided by 100 to get it to a decimal. If you wanted to be sure you wrote it right, if you didn't want to have to memorize these. So divide the cents by 100, and you would get the decimal. So to write my third equation, I will put 0.05N plus 0.10D plus 0.25Q, and it has to stay in the same order as it has been, is equal to 630, 6.30. So that's how you would write the system for number 10. You might see a problem like this pretty soon on the test. Number 12, a sporting goods store sells footballs, basketballs, and volleyballs. A football costs $35, a basketball costs $25, and a volleyball costs $15. On a given day, the store sold 5 times as many footballs as volleyballs. They brought in a total of $3,750 that day, and money made from basketballs alone was 4 times the money made from volleyballs alone. How many footballs, basketballs, and volleyballs were sold? Use F for football, B for basketball, and V for volleyball. So F is the number of footballs. B is the number of basketballs. And V is the number of volleyballs. All right. So let me see. So it says the store sold 5 times as many footballs as volleyballs. Wait, are we missing some information? Okay, they brought in a total of 37.50. Okay. The store sold 5 times as many footballs as volleyball. So that means football is equal to 5 times volleyball. I know that for sure. It also says they brought in a total of 3750 on that day. On that specific day, the money made from basketball alone was 4 times the money made from volleyball alone. I don't think this is worded properly. Um, so football is also 4 times volleyball's money. Okay. And I need to incorporate the 3750. I'll be right back. All right, sorry folks. I feel that there's not enough information in this word problem, so we cannot solve it at the moment. So let's move on. Number 14. The perimeter of a triangle is 19 centimeters. The length of the longest side is twice that of the shortest side and 3 centimeters less than the sum of the lengths of the other two sides. Find the lengths of all sides. Use S for the shortest, M for the other, L for the longest. So again, S represents the shortest side. Excuse me. M is the other side. And L is the longest side. So perimeter, again, we remember that perimeter means add all sides. So that means S plus M plus L should equal 19. So that's your first equation. Then it says the length of the longest side, so L equals twice that of the shortest side. So that means 2 times S. So that's our next equation. L equals 2 times S. It also says the longest side is 3 centimeters less than the sum of the lengths of the other two sides. So again, L is 3 centimeters less means to subtract, and we're subtracting the sum of the other two. So the sum of S and M. So to write it out, L is, and we got to find the sum of S and M. So S plus M. Find that sum first, and then subtract 3. So 3 less than the sum of those two. Okay, so that's our system of equations. And then we are done for this tutorial.